Have you ever imagined holding a complete living world right in the palm of your hand? Well, that's pretty much the magic of a terrarium. It's this tiny, self-contained ecosystem that lets you bring a little slice of nature right into your home. So let's dive in and uncover the secrets of these incredible miniature worlds. First, a little inspiration. Take a look at this number, 0. That's how much water has been added to the world's most famous sealed bottle garden since 1972. That's right, for over 50 years, this little world has been totally thriving, completely on its own, sealed off from everything. So the big question is, how is that even possible? Well, it all comes down to what a true terrarium actually is. It's a sealed, transparent container that houses a miniature, self-sustaining ecosystem. The whole idea actually goes way back to the 19th century Wardian case, which was basically invented to ship exotic plants across the ocean. Inside this little glass box, everything, water, air, and food, gets recycled in a perfect, continuous loop. But, creating one of these amazing worlds in a bottle isn't just about sticking some plants in a jar and calling it a day. To really get how it works, we've got to look at the science behind it. You see, the secret to a terrarium's long life isn't magic at all. A sealed glass jar can literally function like a tiny planet, and it's all thanks to a few core ecological cycles that are working together in perfect harmony. And here they are, the 3 core cycles that make it all happen. First up, you've got the water cycle. Moisture from the plants and soil evaporates, it condenses on the cool glass, and then rains right back down. Then there's the gas exchange. Plants do their photosynthesis thing, taking in CO2 and breathing out oxygen. And where does that CO2 come from? Well, that brings us to the nutrient cycle, where dead leaves and other waste get broken down, releasing CO2 and turning into food for the plants. See? It's a perfect closed loop where nothing goes to waste. Of course, not every terrarium has a lid. A closed terrarium, the kind we've been talking about, creates that super humid, self-watering environment that tropical plants absolutely love. Once you set it up, it's incredibly low maintenance. An open terrarium, on the other hand, is for plants that like it dry, like your succulents and cacti. Because all that moisture can escape, you'll need to water it regularly, so it's definitely a bit more hands-on. Okay, so we've got the science down. Now, how do we actually build one of these things? Well, creating your own miniature biosphere is all about laying the right foundation. Every healthy terrarium starts with these 4 critical layers. At the very bottom, you need a drainage layer, think gravel or leca, to keep the roots from getting waterlogged. Super important. On top of that, you need a barrier, like a bit of mesh or moss, to stop the soil from falling down and clogging up your drainage. Next up is a thin layer of activated charcoal. This stuff is amazing. It acts like a filter, keeping the water clean and everything smelling fresh. And finally, the substrate. That's the soil mix that provides all the nutrients and gives your plants a place to call home. Now for the really fun part, picking out the residents for your tiny world. The trick is to choose small, slow-growing plants that love humidity. Phytonia, also called nerve plants, are awesome for a pop of color. Peperomia, pilea, and little ferns are also fantastic choices. Basically, anything that would be happy growing on a shady tropical forest floor is going to feel right at home in here. Okay, and here is a pro tip that will save you a world of hurt later on. Sanitize everything before you start. I mean it. Wash your container really well, and even more importantly, gently wash all the old nursery soil off your plant's roots. That soil is often where nasty pests, like fungus gnat eggs, are hiding, and trust me, you do not want those in your brand new sealed ecosystem. Now it's time for the secret ingredient. This is what turns a simple bottle garden into a truly bioactive, long-lasting world. It's time to meet the cleanup crew. Just think about it for a second. In a totally sealed world with no janitors, what happens to all the dead leaves and other little bits of waste? Who's doing the cleaning? The answer? It's bugs, but the good kind. This slide shows you the heroes versus the villains of your tiny world. On the hero side, you've got the cleanup crew, or CUC. We're talking springtails, these tiny little guys are powerhouses that eat mold, and isopods, which are basically pill bugs that take care of bigger decaying stuff. Then, on the villain side, you've got pests like fungus gnats, whose larvae will eat your plant roots, and mealybugs, which just suck the life right out of your plants. And hey, don't just take my word for it. As Highland Moss puts it, springtails are the ultimate terrarium cleaning crew. They're your invisible janitors, working round the clock to keep the ecosystem balanced and healthy by turning all that waste back into food. They're a total game changer.
Now, even with the most perfect setup, you might run into a few little issues along the way. But don't you worry, because they're usually really common problems with some pretty simple fixes.
Think of this table as your go-to guide. Seeing some white fuzzy patches? Yeah, that's probably mold. Just remove what you can, pop the lid off for a bit to ventilate, and add some more springtails to do their job. Are your plants getting all long and leggy? They're literally stretching for more light, so move them to a brighter spot and maybe give them a little trim. And if you see yellowing leaves or a ton of heavy fog all the time, that's your sign for too much water. The fix is easy. Just open the lid for a few hours and let some of it evaporate out. At the end of the day, success really comes down to just one thing: balance. Your job as the caretaker of this tiny world is just to make small adjustments to the light and moisture every now and then, helping the whole system find and keep its own perfect equilibrium.
And so that just leaves us with one last question. Your ecosystem is built. You've got the science, you've got the layers, and you've even got the cleanup crew ready to go. The real question is, can you keep it in balance?